Hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. Though we sometimes wish otherwise, we can't switch feelings on and off. Sometimes all you can do is wake up and face the day. Today on rSpace, OP jumps headfirst into the unknown. Wife left me after she met her coworker at a new job. Hi, first time post here after seeing many posts and thought maybe this is where I, 31 male, would share my story. Been with my soon-to-be ex-wife, 28 female, for 7 years, married for 5. Due to our job specialties, we never planned to have kids, but we did have lots of great plans for future, and we never disagree on any future blueprints or direction we wanted to go during the 7 years of our relationship. She started with her new job this February, and she met this coworker, 38 male, from the job. She came back home after 2 weeks of in-doc training, and I found out she started chatting a lot with this guy. I was never a jealous person, and I know that she has always been surrounded with guys due to our job situation. Majority of workers in our industry are males. I never questioned her loyalty or boundaries because I trusted her, but I realized she started texting with this person a lot, and I brought it up 2 times in March. She kept reassuring me that's the guy I don't have to worry about. He's just her friend that happens to be, they have lots of common topics to chat about. They're both Christian, so they talked a lot about Bible. I'm not religious. She said she has no problem to stop talking to the guy again if I don't feel comfortable. But I knew they were going to be training again in the end of March, and I knew it's impossible, so I didn't stop her. I asked her if she's happy in this marriage, or even before this event I would constantly check on her to see if there's anything I could improve on, just to see if she's doing okay in the marriage. I never got any kind of negative feedback. Even up to mid-March, she was still saying I'm the best thing that happened in her life. Fast forward to the end of March. She was leaving to somewhere else for her job training for her new job again for a month. In first couple of days, she was in training, everything was fine, and the interactions between us were normal. After the first week, we started fighting a lot. Part of me, I have to admit it, was my fault because I was going through some of the stuff in my life and I was being pretty emotional. But I also started feeling like she started becoming distant and having some strange ideas about future that doesn't even sound like things she would say, and it makes me start to feel weird. And we barely argue over anything. I can't even remember when our last really big fight was before April. I felt bad for having to argue with her over things during her training because I know how important it was for her. But mainly we were fighting over she didn't really keep the boundary between her and the guy, and I knew for a fact that he was pursuing her. Finally, she brought up that she needs some space and time to think about our relationship and future, and she told me she still loves me, but it's not the same anymore. I was in lots of confusion, but I respected her and gave her some time, because at the moment, I didn't really know what's going on. Shortly after a couple of days, she brought up divorce over FaceTime. My world collapsed. And at that moment, I still had no idea what was going on, but I had a gut feeling she might be leaving with this person. Finally, she comes back home, and in mid-May, I went to the airport picking her up. When I saw her, I immediately knew that she's not the person I knew. She wouldn't even give me a hug at the airport after a month and a half of not seeing each other. She came home and didn't even unpack her luggage. The first night she came home, she looked into my eyes and straight told me she wants out. She wants a divorce, and she doesn't love me anymore. That first night was hard, and I was hurt so much, but I was holding on to the hope that maybe I disappointed her during my emotional waves and our arguments, so I was trying to sort things out. The next day, suddenly becomes a different person. She claimed that she wants to clean the house for me, and let's create a nice memory for the last couple of days before she leaves. I knew it sounded weird, but I felt she was lying about lots of stuff and holding back from me. So I went through her phone, and the first time in 7 years, I found out before she came back, she was already in a relationship, signed with a lease, with the guy to move in together. At this moment, it was only a month and a half from when she left home until the end of March, and she said to the guy she's willing to give up everything for him to start all over again. I feel really bad till this day to go over her phone because I have never done such a thing in our relationship, and I felt that I have crossed the line. But at that moment, I decided to take screenshots of their conversations and pretend nothing happened just to see how far she would push for all these lies she had to me. The rest of the days, I kept asking her questions related to her and this person, and of course, I never got any truthful answers. So that night, when we were talking, finally I got irritated enough I started questioning her and got mad. She started blaming me on my issues, and that's why we can never be together. She is as lying until the very last moment, even when we were having some heated arguments. She then decided to leave that night, and the first thing after she left, I sent her all the screenshots I had and told her I already knew everything. It was just, I was really trying to see how far she would push this thing. She said they only started their relationship after she brought up divorce, so it's not cheating. She also told me she has been wanting out for the longest time, just waiting for the right moment, because I'm very controlling and abusive. Seeing her left and knowing that might be the last time I see this person in my life might be one of the hardest things to see in my life. Until the very last moment, I was almost just asking her to be honest with me and give this marriage some respect. She was the greatest wife for 7 years. I don't understand how she could have changed in such a short period of time, and that until this day still leaves me with lots of confusion and questions. I know all the past and the love she had for me was real, but how could that just disappear like that? Shortly after she moved out, I hired a lawyer and filed for divorce already. She said she doesn't want the bags I bought her, the house, cars, or any spouse support or money. She just wants out. I don't really want to make this decision, but at the same time, I can't afford her to change her mind, so I did that right away and already got the paperwork signed back to me. It has been 2 months since the day she told me she wants to divorce. I'm doing a lot better now, and I'm trying to focus on myself for a new life and to be a better person. I know I'm not perfect and we didn't have a perfect relationship, but to run away from a marriage, go into a relationship, and now living together with this person in the time span for less than 2 months? I think the things hurt me the most was all the memories we have, all the things we built together and plans we had for our future. Maybe I'll never understand why everything could just change in such a short period of time because she met a person and everything went down the drain. Let's see what the community has in terms of responses. First up, OMG, take the gift and keep your mouth shut. Get away from her and keep her away from your assets. In the future, if you feel you need to involve the government in your relationship, have the wherewithal to get a prenup. She lied and cheated. Her fling will burn out and she will be back. Don't give her anything. The OP replies, "Thank you, that's what I did." The agreement was a one-way deal. Even my lawyer was saying he has never seen anyone to agree to the deal like this. Someone else responds, "Bro, it's literally called guilt. Is your wife a lunatic? Mentally unstable? Depressed? 2 months is too short to know someone and move in. She wanted something new and went full throttle, which is a mistake college kids make, and learn from it immediately. Your wife knows your darkest secrets, yet she won't know his for years, if not ever. Recipe for failure. As I said though, if something doesn't make any sense at the end of a marriage and you literally get everything, that means she feels you deserve it and that she's guilty. It's an acknowledgement that she herself knows you're not to blame, even if she says so." The OP replies, "Honestly, she has been the most stable human being I've ever met in the past 7 years. She literally changed her personality and cut ties with her past. She used to love and live on social media. She deleted all of them and started becoming another person. All of her family and our friends are still in shock to this day." Yeah, it wasn't the same anymore because she was messing around behind your back. She needed the time and space to fool around on you. Why would you feel bad about going through her phone when she was the one who cheated on you? You have to do what you have to do if you aren't getting the answers from your partner that you need. If your gut says something is wrong, chances are something is wrong. You have nothing to feel guilty about. She's the one that messed up. And like the comment said, clearly something is really off with her. A person in their right mind wouldn't behave that way. If she's making you feel guilty for catching her cheating, she's been manipulating you. Final update. Okay, I know it's not exactly 6 months from when I posted, but it has been almost 6 months since the day I thought my world collapsed. Our official marriage termination date is coming up, so I thought I would share some experiences on this journey to recovery. I have been really focused on myself and thriving in my life. Ever since this happened, I have been traveling around the world. Hawaii, Amsterdam, Vietnam, Taiwan, Australia, Norway, Germany, and I still have another trip planned to go to Korea, and maybe one more place that I don't know where yet. The job has been awesome, and I think it is already well established. I don't have to worry about where I go or what I'm doing with my career. I have been hitting the gym 5 times a week, also eating well, trying out lots of new recipes while I'm cooking so I can expand my cooking profile. I also reconnected with lots of old friends and made some new friends. I have been looking for myself and trying to build a whole new life without letting my old life and memories trap me in the past. Do I miss her from time to time? It would be a lie if I said I didn't. Do I still think about what happened or the things or dreams we had? Yes, I still do. I remember when I was in Oslo, where we always wanted to go. I took a picture and out of nowhere, I thought of her. I didn't feel sad. It was just a weird moment that reminded me of her. First 2 months from the moment she told me she wanted a divorce to she came home, I found out she was already in a relationship with this person. It was hell, I'm not going to lie. But on my birthday in June, I told myself it's the first day of my new life, and I promised myself 1 year from that day, looking back, I'll make myself proud. It has gotten a lot better, and less frequently I would think about everything in my mind. Even when I do, it's not painful as it was. It took me a while to forgive myself, and I even realized I have forgiven her or even their partner as well. I don't feel hate or anger toward them anymore. I actually wish them the best and their relationship goes well if this is what both of them wanted to pursue in their life. I had lots of hate, wished bad things on them, or just wanted their relationship blown up. But I realized how unhealthy that was, and it was only holding me back from becoming a better person. At the end of the day, I also don't want that to happen to anyone. I'm not perfect, and there were things I could have done better in the relationship. I learned from that lesson, then moved on. I also realized that the true acceptance of everything is nothing about her bothers me anymore. I feel somewhat normal now. I still don't know what the future holds or what is going to be my new life goal yet. I know I'm already blessed with this case that I still have my house, cars, and all the savings and investment untouched, so I can easily plan on lots of things that I want to do. I have gone out with a couple of girls, but as of now, I think keeping myself single for a while is healthier for me until I meet the right person, and I'm sure I'll know. Someone once told me this might seem to be the worst thing that ever happened in your life at the moment, but it could lead to something end up being the most wonderful to us. A blessing in disguise, if you will. I was reflecting everything that has happened after she left. Emotionally, I wasn't in a great place, but looking back, everything that has happened ever since was actually all positive and bringing my life to a better direction. I hope this brings all of you some positivity, as we all need it to move on. Let's get a couple community reactions. First up, awesome, man. Glad you're on your way. Enjoy this time. Glad to see you are traveling. Someone else chimes in, awesome update, bud. Keep going. Well done, man. One more person chimes in, hi, OP. Good to hear you're doing great. Keep this positive momentum going. If you will, the best revenge is a life well lived. Maybe one day she will see how you're doing, what you look like now you're hitting the gym hard, how well your life is going with your job and wealth, and then maybe she feels sad by seeing what she missed out on. Should not be your goal ever, but it would be nice. One thing is bugging me regarding her wanting to be divorced as soon as possible, to remarry again. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking she may be pregnant and wants to be married before birth. Oh well, whatever. Not your problem anymore. Keep up the good life. You're doing great. It speaks volumes of you as a person that you're able to forgive her, OP. Just as the comments say, the best revenge is a life well lived, and it's natural to think back and miss the life you thought you were going to have. You totally had to mourn the future you thought you were heading towards. Proud of you, OP, and you should be proud of yourself. Wishing you all the best. What do you make of this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time.